a list of things that you essentially want to achieve or do or whatever before you die. That's what a bucket list is.
Before you
kick the bucket.
Hey.
The Ponder Freak Podcast starts now.
Oh, man. What is up, Ponder Freak Nation? Welcome to the Ponder Freak Podcast, a podcast that thinks too deeply into hypotheticals, real scenarios. Man, not today. And random questions. I'm Stephen Kelley.
I thought you were going to say Reese Witherspoon. Weatherspoon.
Yeah, a show that thinks too deeply into Reese Witherspoon. Real scenarios. Speaking of, she's made quite a comeback. She's in a lot of things.
I am horrible with names and who they are and faces and stuff. I'm bad about all that. I did know the name. I feel like I knew it because she played in like Legally Blonde or something like that around that time. She played in that. That's her?
It. That's all you need.
That's crazy. Done. Holy shit, I did it. Cool. Well, that was all I was familiar with from her, but I'm glad she's doing more shit. That's what's up. It's not like I'm on, the cutting edge of everything I don't know literally anything. It's like laughable how little I know about pop culture.
That's okay. I think that's fine. You can live with that. I'm Stephen Kelley, by the way, and this is Hemi.
Ahem. Hey, everyone. I don't know anything about pop culture. It's me. In a nutshell.
Welcome to our show about pop culture. It's not going to go well.
I'm very detailed.
It's funny
that's hilarious.
You're 100% correct. Just for me knowing you and pop culture are not a thing. But I missaid real scenarios, and you were like, Reese Witherspoon. Like that jumped into your mind.
It's weird, right? I don't know why I know the things I do know.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't pay attention to a lot of that shit. But I guess somewhere along the way, like, man, I don't know. I have like what is it? Photographic
memory?
Photographic memory. I almost said photogenic memory. And I was like, yeah, I could take, I guess my memory, it does look pretty good sometimes. Yeah, I guess. That's weird. I have a photogenic memory. That's great. I like it.
Okay.
Let's start saying that.
Well, I guess at that point, if you do remember someone's name, they got to be a big deal. So good job, Reese Witherspoon. You're amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. The movie I think was big at the time because I knew about it.
Okay.
I guess.
All right, and we shitted upon everything we just said. I believe you have a hypothetical for us today.
Yeah, I do. It's I'm going with another true story.
Oh no.
Okay. I thought it was really interesting. Found this good old story on Reddit. It was under a post that says, "What is a story you have been dying to tell?" And this post was made by, I believe it's pronounced Yoinky 2013. And this was 3 years ago. So, Yoinky says, when I was 15 years old, I ran away from home because I was pissed off at my parents for a reason I can't remember. I didn't have much money, so I decided to hop onto the SkyTrain, public transport train in British Columbia, and ride it as far as it would go. I reached the end of the line in less than an hour and decided I wanted to ride it all the way back again while trying to formulate some kind of plan of how I wanted to live the rest of my life without my parents or anyone. At the last stop, or the first stop depending on your perspective of it, a girl came on and sat in a row right behind me. I didn't pay much attention to her at first as I was busy writing my life plan on a napkin. It was a few minutes later that she got up and came and sat next to me, curious as to what I was writing. I told her the story, and after a few laughs, we began talking about everything and anything. Her name was Amanda, 17 years old and absolutely wonderful. She told me she was getting off at the last stop, which was also the first stop, depending on how you look at it. It was also the stop I had gotten on originally, and I told her we would ride to it together. The train ride took less than an hour, and what a wonderful hour indeed. When the last stop did come, we both knew we probably wouldn't see each other ever again. This was before the days of cell phones, and I was a shy little kid afraid to make moves. As we got to the end of the sidewalk, which split in two different directions, she went right and I went left. Before saying goodbye, she turned to me and asked me a question that has become a wonderful part of my life. She asked me,
"Tell me something you have done or want to do that you think I should do." It can be anything, as challenging as you want it to be or as easy. As long as you give me the rest of my life to complete it, I promise I will do it.
I was confused as to why, but I thought about it and told her.
Sing a song a cappella in a room full of strangers.
She said,
Perfect.
and asked me if I would like a challenge as well. I told her I did, and she...
Let's pause for a second. All right, so I feel just as a guy that has seen experiences like this, I feel this is one of those moments where he could be like,
Oh, call this phone number.
and it'd be him. I feel like this was a, hey, I like you. Let me have this. I'm going to, roll out a little red carpet. Here's an open door. Do what you will with it. And I feel like he's like, sing in a room. And it's just like fucking, she was probably like, okay.
That's hilarious.
But go on. Go on.
That's super funny. If that's the case, then that is a very different turn for this story for sure. And that is very funny. I happen to like this story and think it's amazing. You've just made it where it's like sad and depressing. Oh, sing an acapella in a room full of strangers. Okay, cool. Yeah, here, then you do this. All right. See you later.
See you, bye.
I kind of was hoping you were going to give me your number. All right. Well, I'm going to keep reading so we can see what happens here. I would like to go back to this, though. So, okay. All right. So it says...
It can be anything as challenging as you want it to be or as easy. As long as you give me the rest of my life to complete it, I promise I will do it.
I was confused as to why, but I thought about it and told her.
Sing a song a cappella in a room full of strangers.
She said,
Perfect.
And asked me if I would like a challenge as well. I told her I did, and she told me.
Read from start to finish, Ulysses, by James Joyce.
I had never heard of it at the time, but I agreed, and we said our goodbyes. All right, so I will stop right here because now we can kind of talk about, because there is more to the story, and obviously it's going to be interesting. But if somebody was to tell you to read a book that you had never seen, would you do it? Yeah, sure, why not, right? If we're doing that, I guess.
If I made a weird commitment to someone that I had a good time with, why not? Yeah,
I would totally do it. I would definitely do it. I don't see me not doing that. Now, of course, if I had an inkling of a thought that person was crushed because I didn't give them my phone number.
Oh, I guess we're just doing life things.
I might not read the book because they might want me to read about an insensitive asshole who doesn't pick up on things. And I'm going to read that book and be like, I don't get it. Yeah, but I would for sure read a book. All right, let's say you had this situation with someone. Yeah. What kind of thing would you tell them to do? What do you think would make a lasting impression on someone?
Oh, see, I don't know. I wouldn't know the person that well. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be able to give them something specific that would probably help them. But, I mean, there's broad things. You could be like, don't ever settle. Don't ever settle. Oh, that's something that's like everyone hears and they're like, yeah, I shouldn't settle. And then they go out and settle.
Yeah, but that's kind of difficult, though. All right, if you say don't ever settle, like they said that this has to be completed before you die, okay?
I'm going to be an astronaut.
What?
Don't ever settle.
Yeah, exactly. Not settling. Because then he's going to be like, all right, I'm an astronaut. Well, I don't want to just settle here. I'm going to be an astronaut who does this.
Well, okay. You're taking it very literal.
Yeah. Something somebody has to complete.
I understand.
So, like, even if it's like skydiving, like something.
Okay. Go see all the wonders in the world. So, like the 7 wonders. Go see them.
Oh, okay. I fuck with that. That's dope. That's... Okay, yeah, that's fire as fuck. I like it.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, and I would totally do it, and I think that would be enriching for most people. I've never done it. I hadn't even thought about doing it because no one challenged me.
Yeah. And don't settle for those wonders. Keep going.
Don't. This guy. You just want yours to be perpetual and just continue.
I want you to, like, that road between Tucson and, like, Los Angeles, there's a shitty gas station with, like, a fake alligator. Go see that, too.
That's amazing.
All the wonders. Go see all
I'm down.
Don't settle.
All of the wonders. That is super funny. There's mad wonders. Lots of wonders in the world. I mean, even just the ocean has yet to really be explored to its full extent.
Oh God, yeah. Well, that's
so. I mean, that's quite the task that you're giving somebody to explore all wonders. But if we're saying those main ones, then yeah, I think that's dope.
Yeah, the main ones.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's dope. I think that's a good way to get somebody out and about and see a different part of the world that they may have never seen before.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, that's dope. I don't even know what I would ask someone. I man, like what something that somebody has to accomplish.
Yeah. Because did they word it as like a challenge, like any challenge?
I don't think it was worded as a challenge per se, but it says
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it says, before saying goodbye, she turned to me and asked me a question that has become a wonderful part of my life. She asked me, tell me something you have done or want to do that you think I should do. Okay. Oh, that doesn't even have anything to do with giving a number. Good. I'm glad it's not what you said.
Well, it could.
Tell me something you have... I hate you
He's
so
called
much.
his
What
own
are they
number.
gonna be like, give someone my number? I hate you so much. Anyway, that would be the lamest shit too. She would be pissed.
Or something you want me to do, or you want to do.
She would be pissed. Yeah, it says, tell me something you have done or want to do.
Go on a date.
That you think I should do.
Go on a date with me.
Go on a date. And she'd be like, yeah, what, because you wanted to go on a date with yourself?
No.
Tell me something
he wants
you
to do.
have done or want to do that you think I should do.
I still think this is an open door for a date.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be anything, as challenging as you want it to be.
Oh, okay, so the word was used.
Or as easy, as long as you give me the rest of my life to complete it. I promise I will do it. It was not a date. Here, you have the rest of your life to complete this date with me.
Well, no, hold on.
That's the sweetest thing ever.
No, just to complete. It could be 30 seconds long. She just has to complete it. She has the rest of her life to do it. So I would say, all right, go out with some dudes, figure out what you like, then give me a call later on in life when I'm in a better place, and we'll see what can happen.
So you're saying, here's my number, call me later, my life sucks right now? Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Well, he's running away from his parents and he's 15. He's not ready for a stable relationship.
Why is he thinking a relationship? Even that. Like, what? He met this chick on the train. What Disney World do you live in, Steven? Where everyone is a relationship. Look.
The thought was there. He's like, I was shy and I didn't think anything of it. The thoughts were there. He was interested in this human as a companion.
I don't know, man.
That doesn't mean lifelong. It just means interested in the sense of like, oh, let's go on a date, see what happens.
I don't know. Well, what if the person who wrote this is a she and she's not into women?
Okay, that's a good twist. Well, in that case,
because that might be the case, and then look at it from a dude perspective that's not interested in this particular girl in that way.
Yeah. Well, he was, because he said he was shy and wouldn't ask or whatever.
What are you talking
You
about?
said that.
I'm shy. I don't like talking to new people. Like, what are you talking about? Being shy doesn't mean that you're like into them. It just means you're shy.
Like someone, like he felt like he wanted to make a move but didn't.
I don't know, man.
You're like, I'm done with this.
I don't know.
But if it is a female that's not into females or vice versa, if it's, whatever, like, I get it. That makes sense. Because the other person was very forward. She came and
Where's the shy? Now I'm looking for the shy part. Look, it doesn't even. I don't even see shy. It says at the last stop or the first stop, depending on your perspective of it, a girl came on and sat in the row right behind me. I didn't pay much attention to her at first, as I was busy writing my life plan on a napkin.
Yeah.
They were busy. Weren't shy. It was a few minutes later that she got up and came and sat next to me, curious as to what I was writing. I told her the story, and after a few laughs, we began talking about everything and anything. So it doesn't even say shy. But I don't think shy necessarily indicates you're into people. It just means that you're shy.
Fair enough. I don't know where I got that from then. I heard something.
I don't know, because you created a love story in your head. That's where you want this to go. I think
I played that out in my head.
Because you want them to be in love at the end.
I think I took I viewed like a Wes Anderson. Everything's in place, perfect colors, big, beautiful scenarios, and she's being quirky and cute and comes up and sits next to him. What are you doing? Writing out my life?
Right.
You're riding a train, which is old school and adorable. And they get off, and he walks to the right, she walks to the left, which is completely Wes Anderson.
Right.
Maybe this is Wes Anderson writing this. Maybe he's testing out a script.
And what are they deciding to do? Something very different.
That's quirky. Yeah. No, it's a movie.
But you know what, though? Let's presume it's not a script, and let's presume this did happen, and let's presume this was not a situation where they were in love with one another or trying to do anything like that. Then think about the impact that they had on potentially each other's lives by doing this. Imagine you did this with everybody who you came across that seemed of, more importance than just regular passerby.
Okay, thank goodness, because I would be like, all right, I'll add it to the list.
Yeah, it'd be way too much shit. You can't do it with just everybody, go through the drive-through. No.
Yeah, I got 5, pursue my dreams.
Unless it's an interesting experience that you have with the person in the drive-through. Not to say that you can't, just to say not just normal experiences.
Someone you click with and you feel a certain way. Yeah.
Yeah, someone that you're like, oh shit, that was crazy. And yet again, not like a love way, but just like a wow, like that person seems really interesting. Like that's, something's different.
Your interests are heightened.
Yeah. And then what if you issue that challenge to said person? And then you got to do whatever they say, and they got to do whatever you say. That makes you more of a, person who is, because let's say you never really go out and do much.
Yeah.
If you start doing that, you're going to have to go out and do more stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I don't like this. This is going against.
But then you're actually living life. Then you're actually going out and experiencing what there is. Because if you're not doing that,
you're always living life. But I agree. You can add experiences.
No, but I mean, yeah, but that matters. That's big. It's huge, and it's so worthwhile. And to act like it's not, it would be doing ourselves a disservice. So I think it would be crazy to do this. Not that I'm necessarily going to do it, because I think there's a big downfall too that I'm sure we'll get into. Hey, do heroin. Oh, no.
Man, that's life-changing.
What? No.
Thank you.
Exactly. Exactly. And that, so, I would definitely, if I were to do this, I would definitely use quite a bit of caution. But I think I would do it. And I think I would probably do it in a sense where, if they're like,
hey, you don't like heights, right?
No.
Go on 5 roller coasters this year.
Shit. Okay, challenge accepted.
Yeah, but that's not something you want to do in the... Well, I guess the person issuing it could want to do that in the future, so...
Right, yeah.
I'll be like, oh, but in my lifetime, so I'll do it when I'm really old.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to put it off. But like me, I wouldn't want that to loom over my head. I think it would actually make me want to just get it out of the way.
Yeah, what if you're in a car crash the next day?
Well, then I never have to do it. And then I didn't.
Oh, I never did the roller coasters. I let that guy down on the train.
I never did the roller coasters. Yeah,
I let him down.
It matters.
What was his name?
But I think the goal, though, is to try try to enrich people's lives by giving them cool life experiences before being done.
Yeah.
I think it's dope. I think it's almost like creating a bucket list for someone else,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
which I think is interesting. Not that you can't create your own, because you totally should. You definitely should.
Right.
Create a bucket list.
Well, also, that'd be nice that you're like, oh, I like these things. I want them to be my bucket list. Not, oh, hey, do this. I don't know you super well. And you're like, oh.
And for those of you who don't know what a bucket list is, because I guess some people might not know what a bucket list is, a bucket list is a list of things that you essentially want to achieve or do or whatever before you die. That's what a bucket list is.
Before you
Kick the bucket.
Hey, the saying comes together.
He needed it. He needed it so the saying could come together. Okay. That's why it's called a bucket list.
Oh, I got another good one.
Okay.
Oh, I'll need more details though. But there's a restaurant over in Asia, which is obviously a very broad scope, and I apologize, I can't remember the country. But this restaurant, it's a guy that runs a little food cart who got a Michelin star. And if anyone that doesn't know what a Michelin star is, that's when you're like a restaurant that serves $100 plates and like super fancy. This guy got one of those because he cares so much about the food he puts out from his little food cart. So like,
damn,
the culinary expertise this man has and all this, and everyone's like,
Why don't you raise your prices? You're a Michelin star. You're a tourist attraction just by yourself now.
he's like,
Well, if I raise my prices, my patrons around here can afford my food.
That's fire.
yeah. So I was like, this guy, so you can go have a Michelin star meal for a fair price out there somewhere in Asia. And I'm sure a listener's like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. So if you blah, 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 write that down on the comments so people can find it. If not, I'll try to figure out where it was. But that's such a cool thing. That would be a nice challenge to give someone. Like, go try some food in this foreign country that's supposed to be the best as far as a world standard has been given to it.
And it's not going to be that expensive for you. So though you may spend a lot on the trip to get there, the food itself will not be that expensive.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. I like it. No, but and it's also dope, even giving somebody a challenge like that, because especially if you don't have the money to go do that, well, guess what? Now you have to work harder to get the money to go do that.
That's true. So it's a two-pronged approach.
Yeah, it's like, damn, man, you trying to make me fix my life over here.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a fan again.
I'm going to go harder in the paint. Nah, but I think it's dope. And yet again, I don't know, like, off the top of my head, because I feel like that's a good one. You know what I mean? What you said. Yeah. I'm not aware of any crazy things like that off the top of my head, though. It's, same as my pop culture, I suppose. Just not that familiar.
Well,
with random.
I would dare to say, like, you've performed in front of crowds and have felt probably a certain rush. I feel like you'd be like, just do any kind of performance in front of a crowd.
Yeah, no, and that could be cool. That could be cool.
Kind of like what he said.
Yeah. Well, people would be like, oh, that's easy. All right, cool. I'm just going to get drunk and do something stupid in front of people. Done.
Perfect. That's fine too.
Yeah. I feel like it would just be easy to accomplish even though you half-assed it.
Yeah.
I feel like people wouldn't actually go the full extent. So I would want to really just try to craft out something really dope. And I just don't know. I don't know what I would ask somebody to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would want them to explore something. I feel like I would want them to go somewhere that they've never been.
Yeah.
Because that puts you completely out of your comfort zone. Like, completely.
Yeah.
And I think it would depend on who I'm talking to as well.
Oh, yeah.
I would want people to do opposites of what they've done. If I'm talking to a rich man, I would want him to live for like a week as a homeless man or something.
Okay. There you go.
I would want to do stuff like that, depending on who they are. And a homeless man, I would want him to, find a way to be rich. I don't know.
Oh, man.
I feel like it's way easier for the homeless. For the rich guy to even do this. That's completely unfair.
Yeah.
I'd have to do something else.
Yeah. Stop being homeless.
Yeah, I know. Stop. See what that's like. You can't really do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sucks.
That is. Obviously, I'm joking for anyone that thinks I'm heartless.
Of course. No,
I am partially heartless, but
this guy.
not that bad.
Yeah, no. So I don't know. Okay, obviously opposites won't work with everybody. It's a good thing we talked about it because I thought it would have. And now we know it can't. Yeah, I mean, there could be, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the person, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then just try to like tailor fit it to them and like what would get them out of their element or whatever.
Yeah. Was there more to the story?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, well, let's do it.
All right, so she continues, or he continues, or whoever this is continues. I have an awful memory. I can't remember most conversations I have with most people, but I remember all of that clearly. You know why? Because of the challenge she gave me. In the 12 years that have passed since, I have tried to read that book in over 150 different sittings. Every time I open my copy of the 780-page monster of a book, I always think of her, and I always think of that day. I've never been sure if it was her intent or not, but she left her lasting memory on me with that challenge. I soon after learned what she did was a completely wonderful and amazing thing for me, so I decided to keep it going. I've met a lot of strangers in my life, some that have become friends, and some, due to living in different time zones and whatnot, didn't. I don't want to just have experiences and then let them go. I want them to remember these meetings and embrace the fact that they happened. So whenever I leave someone who has left an amazing impact of my life, I always make sure to add them to my Ulysses bucket list. I ask them to give me a challenge, as difficult or as easy as they want it to be, and regardless of the fact that they have done it or not, simply something their heart has had wanted to do. Some have been easy and fun. I met a man in India 9 years ago who told me to, for a week or a month, cook/buy twice as much food as I intend on eating and give the other half to a stranger in need. I completed that mission 8 years ago and thought about that man and the time we had all the way through. I met a girl on a cruise 6 years ago who told me to jump into a body of water on a slightly cold day without touching or feeling the temperature of the water first. I did that the very same year. I met a couple at an outdoor music festival a few years ago that told me to wear the most bizarre outfit imaginable and walk through a public place, completely oblivious to the fact that you aren't looking normal. I did that task the very next day at the same festival. Some have been difficult, to say the least. 3 guys I met in Amsterdam and smoked all night with told me to go to a mall to give 10 strangers 10 presents. That one took a lot of courage, but I did it a year or so after I met them. It was nerve-wracking, but at the same time exhilarating, leaving my comfort zone. A girl I met on a plane told me to skydive. I'm still in the process of getting that done. A couple I met in Kelley on the beach told me to tell the 5 people I hated the most that I love them and respect them. That one was very difficult because of my stubbornness, but I've come close to completing that list many a times. Still in the process. 2 more people to go. And some things have had an everlasting impact on my daily life. I met a girl at a music festival who told me that whenever I get mad at someone, walk away. Sing my happy song in my head for 5 minutes. Go back to the person I'm mad at with a calm heart and mind and work things out. I've made this my way of life. I once met a man at a gym in a hotel I was staying at that told me,
whenever your body and brains tell you that you're exhausted and done, use your heart instead and push out 2 more reps.
I've made this my motto when working out and working on any kind of extenuating exercise in which my body demands me to quit. I also use it when working on anything and while studying. One of the best pieces of advice I've ever received. So imagine that. Imagine you're getting crazy life advice from people.
Yeah.
And that helps you through life because you decided to do this. I don't really know what the downside of this could be, aside from someone saying do something like crazy stupid. But yet again, be your own filter. Like if someone says, try heroin, as we said before, don't do that. It's not what you want to do. Do research before you do anything these people are asking you to do.
Yeah, I think people you click with, though, wouldn't say that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think there's like a natural energy he gets a sense for, which with that meeting with the girl, whatever situational awareness he gained from that, I think he carries into these other situations. He's like, oh, I feel that kind of same energy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think she not only gave him a challenge, but I think she gave him a gift, like almost like, here's this ability I have. Now you'll have it.
That's fire.
You know, which is an interesting way to look at it. Just because whether she was an empath or whatever, you know, deeper level you want to talk about, I think she had a good sense of reading people.
Mm-hmm. Right. And now we're giving it to you guys, the listeners. I wanted to make it corny if I could.
So now you have the ability to read people, and you can challenge them to give you lots of money, like a con man would.
Yep. Problem solved. Now we can get this bread. I think it's really cool, man. I think the concept of this is awesome. I think it's definitely something that we should maybe potentially try to put in our everyday lives.
It's like that movie, Pay It Forward, where like that little kid that was in The Sixth Sense. I think he was in that. I think it was him. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Either way, he was like doing math on a board, and he's like, hey, if one person does it to two people and they do it to two people, then it explodes. And all of a sudden, everyone's paying it forward to everyone.
It's very true. Very true. If any of you guys decide to do this, please comment below and let us know how it goes. Let us know your story. I think it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, find us on the social medias or send it to our, you'll be able to contact us. You'll know.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe me and Steven will have to do one.
No.
We'll think about it. Well, hey. Well, we can't ask the people to do it without us wanting to do it. We'll think about them. Make this thing a little more interesting. This thing we call life.
All right.
So, so there's more to the story, though. They continue to say,
there are many others that each brought joy to my life. There are still many tasks I have yet to accomplish, and every time I think of these tasks, I think of the people that gave them to me. It amazes me how well I remember all these people, while I can't remember so many aspects of even yesterday. These experiences, not only do I take from them a mission or a challenge, I also take from them a memory of them that never fails to appear inside of my mind. I opened my Ulysses book for probably the 300th time yesterday and read a few pages, which prompted me to share this story with you today. I'm in the final 30 pages of the book, also known as the most dreaded of the read. In the last 40 pages or so, James Joyce doesn't use a single punctuation mark. No periods, no commas, no nothing. A straight 50-page run-on sentence. I never saw Amanda after that day, nor do I know if she ever did get a chance to sing a song to a room full of strangers. But what I do know is that she gave me a gift that has never once stopped giving. So wherever you may be, thank you for giving me the Ulysses bucket list. And I swear I'll finish it one day. My life advice, simple. Create your own Ulysses bucket list.
So apparently, the Ulysses bucket list subreddit is now a thing.
Oh, wow.
Because of this. And there was a couple edits in here, one of which said that they were trying to reply to all the comments and give everyone who asked for their own challenge, and bear with me. So challenges were already being given to people in the Reddit thread, I guess is what you would call it. I need to learn. Oh, I need to learn it. But then there's also another edit that says they don't have a username, but 3 years ago said...
What year was it when you were 15? I know a girl named Amanda who has a story very, very similar.
Oh, wow.
And then they said
2000. Is she from Vancouver? If somehow it is her, I will love her. I will love you forever. Not her. That would have been creepy. If somehow it is her, I will love you forever. I've been wanting to see her again for 14 years.
And then it says
she was 16 in 2000, but she moved from Vancouver to Georgia 4 years ago. This may be her. What's your name? I'll give her a call. I'll PM you my name.
She can't quite remember your name, but she remembers you. Since she isn't really sure if it's you, she's going to think it over. She has some weird stalkers, so she's paranoid right now.
And then it says,
for everyone that's asking, and I have been private messaging, I've told him my description and name. His Amanda is going to call him tomorrow, hopefully to tell him. I don't want to get my hopes up. I'll tell you all as soon as I know.
And then somebody said, edit the original comment if it's real with the update on the reunion, please. I must know the conclusion. Other people, commenting for future disappointment, blah, blah, blah. So then there was an update that said
Amanda agreed to a Skype chat. This could be the start of something wonderful, y'all.
Now, if this is the stalker, what perfection.
That would be nuts. But the last edit, this is on 5/19/2014. It says,
I'm kind of lacking words at the moment, and I'm in awe of the power of the universe. Writing this story was just to relive a moment in my life and to share it with others and maybe help them in some sort of way, or just give an entertaining story to read. Never did I think there was the slightest chance I would actually get to talk to her again. But that's exactly what happened. Last night, I found out that guy knew the Amanda I met 14 years ago. Thank you, Reddit.
Wow.
From the bottom of my heart, I give to you the sincerest thank you I can possibly give. You gave me a chance to continue a life story that stopped writing 14 years ago. I will never forget this.
It's crazy.
that's nuts, right?
That is. It was destiny.
Absolutely crazy. So not only did this person give, this person such a life enriching thing to do, and this person decided to do it, then when this person decides to share such a life enriching positive thing, one of the craziest things happens to the person, and they get to meet who originally told them about this. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to being positive. I think being positive and doing positive things in the world, what bad could come from it? Clearly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Well, I mean, you can run into what you're doing you think is positive, but you could be damaging a lot of things.
Yeah, but just, don't do that.
I know what you meant, though, like going out into the world with a positive energy and trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. It's not that hard to try to do the right thing, I don't think.
Yeah.
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Just don't hit people. You know what I mean? We should be good. That's it. Just be nice to people.
There you go.
It's simple.
Wow.
But yeah, man, I think it's super dope. It's definitely worth looking into and worth doing for sure. For sure.
Yep. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Any other thoughts? Or do we feel like we've wrapped it up?
No, I think we've wrapped it up. I mean, as far as doing it, yeah, I think it'd be awesome to do. As far as like things that you could have people do,
yeah,
I don't even know where to begin.
I'd set a limit. I'd be like, hey, talk to each other for an hour first. Something. Get to know each other a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that way you kind of have an idea, at least where they are in their life then.
Yeah, exactly.
So then you kind of have a little something to go off of.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to our show. It truly means a lot. Find us wherever you find your favorite podcasts and check us out on social media. Just search Ponder Freak. We can't wait to hear from you. Till next time.